Hello beautiful people, welcome back to EasySewing with Tyke. In today's tutorial, I'll be combining the two gorgeous styles that you can see on the right and on the left. This resulted into this beautiful kimono sleeve gather dress that you can see at the middle of this video. So if you're ready to create something this stunning and beautiful, then keep watching. If this is your first time here, my name is Taiwo and I'm thrilled to have you join us. You will love it here. And to my incredible returning subscribers, thank you for your continued love and support. You are the heart of this community and I appreciate you so much. Now get comfy and let's dive right in. I am working with 4 yards of a by 60 fabric and I'm starting off with the upper part of this dress, that is the bodice, the part labeled 1. The half length measurement that I'm working with is 16 and a half, but we're adding half inch for the joining allowance. So I have 17. That's why I'm placing that 17 on that choked line. I'll be cutting off the rest. Afterwards, I went ahead to mark out the chest line measurement, which is 9 inches. The formula to get that will be showing on the screen. So that's all the vertical measurement I have: the start point, the chest line, and the half length, which is the waistline. This is a kimono bodice, that is the shoulder and the sleeve is cut together. Now here's what you want to do. Go ahead and measure the shoulder measurement divided by 2. In this case, it's 16. 16 divided by 2 is 8. Then go ahead and measure the sleeve length. So the sleeve length that I'm working with is 8 inches as well. And I added 1 inch for the folding allowance. That is why I have 9 there. So in total, I have 17 inches. Alright, so that is how much I folded the fabric by. I folded the fabric into 17 inches, which is the addition of the shoulder measurement divided by 2, the sleeve length, and the allowance. Now on the chest line, I went ahead to impute my bust measurements divided by 4. For example, if the bust measurement is 40, 40 divided by 4 is 10 inches. Then on the waistline, I went ahead to impute the waist measurements divided by 4. I added the sewing allowance and I also added a dart allowance of 1 inch because I'll be taking in the dart on this particular bodice. I also added the sewing allowance to the bust measurement, after which I connected both the bust measurement and the waist measurement together. Now determine what you want your sleeve opening to be. Remember, it's a kimono blouse, so your sleeve opening should be a bit free. I want mine to be 15 inches. 15 inches divided by 2 is 7.5. I added 1 inch allowance for joining, and from that point I connected it all the way to the line that I have there. Just follow through with what you can see on the screen. Moving on to the neck measurement, so I'm working with a neck dimension of 3.5 by 6 inches. So the neck width is 3.5 while the neck depth is 6 inches, and this is a V-shaped neckline, so I just connected it together this way. After which I added half inch for the shoulder joining allowance. Then I slanted it from that half inch allowance all the way to the sleeve opening. Okay, so when it's time to sew and I go ahead and sew off that shoulder area using half an inch, it is going to affect the sleeve opening measurement that I've measured earlier. So I need to replace that half inch, okay, to the measurement, and that is what I am adding here. Then I am redrawing the curved part. I hope you understand this. So the difference between my front half length and my back half length is actually 1.5 inches, but I'll be working with 1 inches today because it is a kimono bodice. It's not a fitted bodice, and since I can't take the bust that and I'm not drafting this on a pattern paper where I can just take it in, here is what I did. I came up by 1 inch from the waistline. I measured out the bust band measurement that way and I just connected it this way. So this is what I do, okay, to reduce the side of the front half length to make sure that it matches up with the back half length. All right, afterwards I went ahead to cut it out. Moving on to the back body, so what I have there is the zipper allowance and I'm working with 1.5. Then the line that I have there is 16 inches. Remember that the back half length is 1 inch shorter than the front half length, so you can see that it's matching up at the side. Then I'm just going to extend the shoulder this way so that I it will be easy to draft out the neckline. I came in by half inch at the zipper area. This is to ensure back tightening and to ensure that the zipper does not bulge. So I connected it all the way to the chest line this way. Now that half inch, I'll make sure that I replace it at the side so that there will be no shortage in the measurement. Then I would have to reconnect it to the sleeve opening that way. And for the back neckline, I'm working with a basic neckline. So the neck depth is 2 inches and I just connected it to the neck width of 3.5 inch this way. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to drop it in the comment section. Also, let me know what you think of this outfit or this tutorial. Would you be trying it out? If you are yet to subscribe, kindly click on the subscription button. Can't wait to have you join us. And don't hesitate to like this video. Please give this video a thumbs up so that it can be recommended to more amazing people like you. Now, to further ensure back tightening to eliminate zipper bulge, I came up by half inch at the zipper area. Then I slanted it towards the bust span measurement that way. Then I divided what I have left on the zipper area into two. And that is it for the bodice. The front and the back bodice is ready. Moving on to the second part of this dress, the skirt part, the part labeled to the part where the gathers is going to sit on. So remember that the half length that I worked with is 16.5. So I placed 16.5 on the start point that way. And the next vertical measurement I measured out was the hip line, which is 26 inches. Afterwards, I just came down by 3 inches, okay? Because the gathers is sitting exactly on the hip line. So I just do not want to have my exact hip line as my length. So I added 3 inches. By the time I'm done folding it, I would have 2 inches left. You will understand that part better when we start sewing, okay? On the waistline, which is the first line there, I imputed the waist measurement divided by 4. I added the sewing allowance. On the hip line, which I am on currently, I added the hip measurement divided by 4 and I added the sewing allowance as well. Then I connected the waist measurement to the hip measurement this way and then to the hem this way. On the waistline, I came down by half inch. I'll be slanting it towards the side this way, but I won't be cutting it out yet till I am done using this to cut out the back. Then I went ahead to add the half inch joining allowance this way. So I'll go ahead and cut it all out. To cut out the skirt part of the back, I've gone ahead to place another fabric on fold, and what I have there is the zipper allowance of 1.5 inches. Then I've gone ahead to extend the waistline and the hip line this way. On the waistline, I came in by half inch and I'm just going to connect it all the way to the hip line. This is the continuation of the back tightening that we started at the upper bodice, and I'll be replacing that half inch at the side so that there won't be any shortage in the measurement, after which I'll cut it out this way. Then I'll go ahead and cut off the half inch that I marked out at the front waistline earlier. So the second part of this dress is ready. Now moving on to the third part, which is the gathers part. Now the length of this gathers part is the hip length subtracted from the full gown length. More details will be showing on the screen, and the width is 4 yards and few inches, okay, because I want it to be full, so it depends on how full you want it. All right, now make sure that you add your necessary allowance to the length, which is 1 inch for folding the bottom part, 1 inch for folding the upper part, and then you can see that gathers is coming up by 1 inch, okay. You want to make sure that you factor all this allowance into your measurement. I'm gonna need to cut out the facing for the neckline. I just followed the neckline that was already on the bodice and I shaping it out this way. You can use any other shape for the outer part of the facing, okay? And I've aimed it. I went ahead to turn the neckline with the facing by placing the right side of the facing on the right side of the fabric. Then I went ahead to sew it off using half an inch. And like I always say on this channel, when you are sewing some type of neckline, it's just better to mark it out, especially for beginners, so that you know you are just going to sew it once. After which I went ahead to notch it, especially at that V point. It is very important. After notching, I went ahead to top stitch on the facing so that it can lay flat. And this is what the neckline looks like after turning it with the facing. Moving on to the dart. So the dart height that I worked with for this project is 5 inches. Normally I would have used between 3.5 to 4 inches, but I wanted it to be high. So I worked with 5 inches and I sewed off the dart this way. Then I proceeded to join the skirt part to the upper body. So I notched the midpoint of the skirt part this way. I make sure that the midpoint of the skirt part aligns with the midpoint of the upper bodies, and I sewed it off using half an inch. Moving on, I went ahead to fold the bottom part, the hem part, using 1 inch. The 1 inch that I added when drafting. And here's the back. I repeated the same process that I did at the front. I cut out the facing. I turned the neckline with the facing. I joined the skirt part to it, and I joined the two back piece together. Afterwards, I added my zipper. I did all of that off camera. I also took in the dart, as you can see. So this is what I have. The back part is ready. What I'll do now is to join both the back and the front together at the shoulder. So I'll be joining the shoulder using the French seam method. That is, I joined it together at the right side using 1/4 inch before flipping it over and joining it together at the wrong side using 1/4 inch. You can see that this is the wrong side and the seam line is enclosed. The seam line is not showing exactly. This is what you would achieve if you use a French seam method, but you don't have to. You can just go ahead and join the shoulder the way you would do it regularly. Now that we are done with that, the next thing to do is to fold the sleeve opening hem this way. Just fold the sleeve hem this way using 1 inch. You remember I added 1 inch while we were cutting. After which I went ahead to join both the front and the back together at the side, starting from the sleeve opening that way. Remember that the allowance that I added to the sleeve opening was 1 inch. So I joined it with 1 inch. Then I imputed the waist measurement and the hip measurement, and I joined the front and the back together at the sides this way. Now this is what we have so far. The next thing to do is to attach the gathers. But before doing that, we have to do some markings, because you can see that this gathers was attached onto an uneven line. So here it's how it's going to work. Remember that this gathers is seated on the hip line. So I went ahead to mark out the hip line, which is 9 inches below the half length for me. I marked it at the second side. Then using the bust span measurement as a guideline, I drew a straight line rather down. Then I measured 2.5 inches that way. So from that 2.5 inches, I'm just going to slant it towards the side, because as you can see in the final result, the gathers was high at some point, and then it was now sitting on the hip line. Just follow through with what you can see on the screen and you would get it. I decided to show it this way because if I start attaching the gathers, you might not get it. But just go ahead and mark it out this way. Then we are going to start placing the gathers on this line like this. And for the back, it is straight. So I decided to leave it straight this way. If you want yours to have some sort of design at the back that way, by all means you can go ahead and do so, but I would rather have mine this way. So I'm just going to attach it straight at the back that way. Here is the gathered part ready to be attached. So I went ahead to fold the upper part that way, as you can see. Then I make sure that the gathers is coming 1 inches below the upper part. All right, as you can see here. So we've I have shown how to make your gathers manually quite a number of times on this channel, more than 5 times, I guess. So I won't be going through it again. Just make sure you have your gathers. You can either do it manually to a thread and needle, or you use your gathers foot. But have your gathers this way. Afterwards, I started playing the gathers on all the chalk line, making sure that the gathers is evenly distributed. And this is what I'll keep doing till I get to the second end, okay? You just want to be patient and make sure that the gathers is evenly distributed so that you won't have to keep losing and restitching and all of that. And this is what I have, so I'll go ahead and join the open ends this way before finishing off the gathers part. So I prefer to leave it open so that it can be easy to attach the gathers to the dress. But if you don't want it that way, you can go ahead and close it off before even attaching your gathers at all. So this is it. Can you see that I've closed it? Now all I have to do is to just run a stitch over that part that we're securing that area. So this is what I have. This is how it looks like when I was done attaching the gathers. I'll go ahead and cut off all those threads. And the final thing to do is just to hem the bottom of the gathers part this way. You can see how neat it is. And that is it, voila. The dress is ready. I hope you gained some valuable insight and enjoyed the process. I'd love to see how your project turns out, so be sure to share them with me on social media. You can find me as Easy Sewing with Tyke on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. See you in the next tutorial. Until then, take care and happy sewing. Bye.